Hey everybody, hope y'all are doing good. Finally kind of getting wound down from the tournament over Lake Eufaula. I thought I'd give you my last day fishing, the second day report on kind of how I did. If you've been following along, you'll see that I caught 3 fish on the second day. Quite a bit better day for me that day, and mate jumped up a bunch of spots, moved up into 50th place overall for the tournament, which was still uh, pretty bad, but hey, I was glad I salvaged the second day a little bit and made myself feel better. So, spent the second day I went, as I talked about, I had a creek way down south that I was really committed to. And the second day I was in the very last flight. So I had a really long day and was going to have plenty of time to go down there and spend fishing. And that's what I did. So, headed down there, got down there a little, I don't know, about 8:15 by the time the last flight got out of there and got going. So, uh, ended up down there, got to fishing right quick, started catching some shorts. I lost a keeper real quick. It was really nice. The wind was not blowing, and my area was protected. We had a little light north west wind, and I was really able to slow down and fish uh, the area really well. I was just flipping bushes. So began really started off pretty quick. Went on through there, caught me a keeper pretty quick. Within the first hour, I had a keeper. And then a little bit after that, I lost a really nice fish, like a 4 or 5 pound class fish. I made I'm going to call it a rookie mistake, but my co-angler asked me for the net, which I was flipping with 25-pound line. And this is nothing towards my co-angler, trying to bring the fish around. I was bringing it around. He said, "You want me to get it?" I kind of hesitated to go, "Yeah, man, get the net." And I decided to turn that fish instead of just bringing him. And who knows? He might have fell off either way. But instead of trying to just bring him on over the side, I decided to kind of try to turn the fish. And I brought him back around. And then as he was getting the net, I brought it back around again. And the fish did one of those backwards flops and flopped off, which, it kind of hurt because I was like, man, I probably should have just brought that fish on. But, one of them things. It happens. But shook that off, kept on fishing. Went quite a bit further, caught another short. Then I caught another keeper. So I was like, I've been fishing maybe 2 hours. I've already had 3 keeper bites. And I felt really good about it. So I just kept on fishing. And then we hit a huge lull for a while. I mean, it just didn't get a bite for, man, like an hour and a half. Circled back around down the main stretch. I was fishing in the back of this creek. And when I came back around, I caught one that was probably close to 4 something. Landed it, that giving me my third fish. So, confidence was quite a bit higher. I was like, man, I'm on my way here. At then it was only 11:30. I'm like, I still got 3 hours to fish here because I didn't have to weigh in until 4:30. So just kept on fishing, caught a couple more shorts, but never landed another keeper that day. Had a nice run back. It was a good 20-minute boat ride back, and got in, weighed my fish, and that was that. So that was kind of how that day went. This little creek I was fishing, just to explain what it was. Now, historically, this was an area that I've always done well with, way down south. And this is there's 2 major creeks that split, and one goes one direction, the other goes the other. This other creek I've done really well in, but it was just blown out with mud. Now, the other creek was lined with riprap going up one side of a highway bank, and then it had a little creek that went all the way back, and it fed off of a lake that was up above. So there was probably about 250-acre lake up above with kind of like a spillway. And the first day of pre-fish, I'd got some bites in there, but the water was really clean for the rest of the lake. And I think it was some water coming off of that little lake going over the spillway to keep it clean. But as the tournament went on, the mud pushed on in there, but it was still quite a bit cleaner back in this channel that went up to that little lake. And it was 50 yards wide, had riprap lined bank on one side, mud and kind of scattered gravel and rock on the other, with about 12 foot deep all the way to the back. So it's an ideal area, and it's got a nice deep channel in it, and it's probably about a half a mile long, this whole thing. And so that's where I committed all my time to. That was the cleanest water in that area was in that last half a mile of that creek, and I spent my entire time in there. Uh, it's got great spawning habitat on each side. There was shad in there, and again, it's off two major creek arms, off a major channel bend out mouth of the creeks. Just perfect spawning area. So again, it just had everything going for it. I knew I could get in there and spend the day. I never saw another competitor the entire tournament. No one was going that area because most of that lake was blown out. I will say this. Some advice on fishing these kind of tournaments. Now, you know, if you're bound in a tournament that you want to be in the mix no matter what, you know, there was no doubt in my mind. There was the areas on that lake, like down towards the dam, and another area called Longtown that had the cleanest water in the lake, and they're known for having all the fish. But I knew that that's where everyone was going to be, and it's probably a flaw of mine that I spend all my time looking for something off the page. I want to be as alone as I can be. I want to find fish that I think other people are not fishing for. And when it came to this area, you know, I didn't know that there was enough fish there to possibly win, but I thought there was enough. If I'd landed all my bites, I would have got a check. But I'm always looking for that off the wall place, that back creek, that far-reaching spot, that long run, or those fish that are right at the takeoff that everybody's overlooking. I'm always looking for some kind of something odd so that I don't have to be surrounded by boats. I hate going round and round and trading water and watching other anglers catch fish when you're not sometimes. And I avoid that. And I will tell you this, it costs me tournaments doing that. It really does. I'm so bad that I will almost go fish an area that I know I can have to myself with less potential, just so I can enjoy the way I want to fish with no pressure, with no anglers around me. That's what I do. So I'm not, for sure, don't take that as good advice sometimes, because if you want to get checks all the time, you need to go those areas where people are at, because that's where the fish are at. That's where the fish are biting. That's where it's happening at. And sometimes you probably ought to go mix it up with them and get in there and fish. It's probably the best route. All the people in the top were probably all mixing it up together in those areas, and so be it. I'm always going to look for that other. I don't have to catch them, and I enjoy fishing the way I do and committing to, you know, I was old school line pull flipping, going really slow, and I like doing that, so that's what I did. I won't say that's the best advice, but that's how the last day went. I'm going to do a video here in a minute about the bait that I caught all my fish on. It's a very unique bait, one that I'm late to the party on, but I'm glad I finally got on board. So I'm going to share that in another video, and another video of kind of an epiphany I had about noon on the second day that I finally went. Some key things that I'm struggling with came to light, and I'm going to share those with you too, and the changes I'm going to make. So I can't thank all of you enough. The amount of texts and calls and messages that I have received this week, even though my dismal finish, I appreciate all of you so much, and following along and rooting for me. It means the world to me. So till then, this video's long enough. We'll catch y'all next time.